The office buzzed with activity as I clutched the hospital's letter. My son Mason's critical heart surgery was days away, and I needed time off. This was my chance to plead my case, to remind my boss, Curtis Langford, that I wasn't just an employee. I was a mother fighting for her child. "Careful," murmured Leela, the receptionist, as I passed her desk. "He's in a mood." Curtis didn't look up when I entered. He sat behind his massive desk, typing furiously. "What is it, Emily?" "I need next week off," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. He paused and leaned back. "Why?" "My son's surgery. It's critical, scheduled for Tuesday." "Critical for you," maybe he said coldly, "not for this company." "Curtis, this isn't routine. It's life and death." He stood looming over me. "Look, kids get sick, but this is a business, not a charity. You've got responsibilities. I've been here 7 years. I've worked late, filled in for others, never asked for time off like this." He gave a humorless laugh. "You think you're irreplaceable? You want time off? Take it. But don't expect your job to be here when you return." My throat tightened. I can't choose between my job and my son. "Then don't," he snapped. "You know where the door is." I left in a daze. Leela whispered, "You don't deserve this." Packing up, I felt fear, but also freedom. Curtis had made his priorities clear. Now I had to make mine. Mason came first. 2 weeks later, sunlight spilled across Mason's sleeping face in the hospital room. The doctor's words echoed in my mind. The surgery was a success. I wept quietly, brushing his hair back, the crushing weight finally lifting. Back home, the steady hum of his oxygen concentrator filled the quiet. I sipped coffee and scrolled job listings, unsure what came next. Then the doorbell rang. Leela stood there, holding an envelope. This was left at the office, from Curtis. I took it, dread pooling in my stomach. "How's everything there?" She frowned. "Not good. Clients are furious. He's panicking." Inside the envelope was a legal letter. I had breached my contract by resigning without notice. I was told to return immediately or face legal action. I dialed my friend Sabrina, a lawyer. "He's retaliating," she said. "This is intimidation. He's bluffing." "It feels like war," I whispered. "All I did was protect my son. And now you protect yourself. Don't back down." My phone buzzed. "Curtis," Sabrina urged me to answer. "We need to talk," he barked. "About what?" I said coolly. "The mess you left. Clients are leaving. Come back and we'll forget this." I laughed. "You told me I was replaceable, so replace me. You're breaching your contract. Then sue me." Silence. "You'll regret this," he muttered, then hung up. I stared at my phone, not with fear, but resolve. He had no idea who he was dealing with. Days later, an email from a former client, Mrs. Hanley, arrived. "Emily, since you left, deadlines are missed. Communications collapsed. Did you know this would happen?" I called Sabrina. "He's blaming me for everything." "But it's him." "Then show them." Carefully, I drafted a message to Mrs. Hanley. "I'm sorry to hear about your experience. Since I left, I've had no involvement with the company, but I value the relationship we built. If you ever need support, I'd be happy to help independently." That evening, Mason finally asleep, I hit send. The next morning, she called. "Emily, are you serious about working with us directly?" "Absolutely," I said, heart racing. "Then let's talk." Later that day, Sabrina called. "You shook something loose. 2 more clients pulled out." "Good," I said. "He's learning what happens when you push people too far." At dawn, an email arrived. Subject: urgente, legal action against you. Curtis's lawyers accused me of contacting clients and harming the company financially. I called Sabrina immediately. "He's suing me." "Expected," she said. "He's desperate, but you've got leverage. His mismanagement is obvious." That afternoon, I met with my new attorney, Mr. Blake. After hearing everything, he nodded. "You've got a case, wrongful termination under pressure. If he wants to go to court, he'll regret it." That evening, I contacted more former clients, those I knew were on the edge of leaving. I didn't need to say much. Curtis's behavior spoke for itself. Days later, headlines exploded. Key clients withdraw amid executive scandal. My phone rang. "Curtis." "You're ruining me," he growled. "This isn't over. I'll bury you in court." I paused. You buried yourself when you stopped valuing people. Then softer. Emily, I'll double your salary. Just fix this. No, Curtis, I'm done. 6 months passed. Curtis resigned, the lawsuit dissolved. His empire in ruins? I thought it was over until an unmarked letter arrived. You think you've won, but I'm not done. I froze. Was he threatening me? Sabrina calmed me. It's his last gasp. He knows he lost. A week later, I met Curtis's former assistant. She handed me a USP. He moved assets into a shell company. I couldn't stay silent. This has everything. Fraud, offshore accounts. Why give it to me? Because you stood up to him. I turned over the evidence to authorities. Weeks later, Curtis Langford arrested in corporate fraud investigation. I stared at the headline, not with revenge, but peace. Mason giggled in the next room. I opened my laptop to check on my thriving business. I was no longer anyone's employee. I was the CEO of my life. And finally, I was free.